こんにちは。DK vs.DRX。初戦は DK が全レーン有利マッチアップでエリースでダイブはできなかったけど、基本ウェーブプッシュからのドラゴン管理、ヘラルド取ってドラゴン取ってって感じだったかな。DRX 負けてレッドサイドを選択したのか。ライズバン。
Yeah, this is actually really interesting because DRX have quite a few different options that they can go for now as far as this final ban. They could double down on trying to get that Yuumi pickup, and the Heimerdinger ban is going to come through, and that might indicate something.
アッシュ・セジュワにハイマー。ライズ・ルシアン。ケイトリン。ユーミ・ゼリー。マジかよ、このユーミこんなにハイプライオリティなの？トロールしてるユーミしか最近見てないって俺。ちなみにユーミ次のパッチでナーフです。ソロ級の勝率 45% だけど。
But it looks like they're going to try to trade the Yuumi and the Zeri here across.
Yeah.
And this is somewhat concerning here for DRX.
Yeah, so this is going to be the Zeri Lulu
ユーミ取られたからこれゼリー渡せないってことでゼリー。ゼリーをやるんだったらルルになるのかな。一旦マオカイ。マオカイ取ったらここでサイラスいけんじゃない？カウンターのライズも消えてるし。青海はやっぱサイラスでカウンターでしょ。去年の世界大会もそうだし。まだシビアユーミなんか。去年の夏のプレーオフメタだね。これはもう JS のバフ来てるよ。現在のパッチよ。俺たちのパッチ。さっきは JS バンされてたけどどうなる？これ JS ピックでもよくない？ああ、カンナ JS やろうよ。ここ最近ずっと JS 弱かったからみんな JS 全くやってなかったんよ。だから JS やる準備ができてないんじゃない？いやー、渋谷ユーミだったら別にボットほっといてさ、トップゲーできるやん。T1 と今日はどこだっけ？ T1 対ジェンジーでトップ JS 出てくるか楽しみだな。ゼウスの JS 見てー。でもゼウスの JS はバンされそうで困るわ。
Very tricky second ban phase here for DRX because with the early Gnar and the Sivir, Zeri handshake, you're trying to think, will Showmaker
ルールピックだね、やっぱ。お互いレートゲーム構成になってきました。サイラスバン。サイラスよりもナーを優先するんだ。今日調子良かったしな、さっきの試合。トリンドメアバン。ああ、カウンターか。D plus Kia's options. We'll see the Tryndamere band away from Rascal. We saw that hover last time. Very strong side laning champion. Does very well against Gnar.
Something that Rascal was also very, very good at in the past.
カサディンバン。
I respect it. It is sort of tipping the hat to the
カサディンがプロ試合でバンされるのか。ラストピックあるのに DRX。そこはトップピックしてミッドカサディン相手に JS ミッドだろう DRX。レネクテンバン。ここでトップ出してミッドはカウンターかな。ジャックス。またジャックス。シビア相手ジャックス機能すんのかな？チームファイト難しそうだけど。 何 JS 当てるのどうですか？JS 有利だけどね。ワンチャンあるかなと思ったけど。
Looks to be the go-to here for Showmaker. A lot of long-range engage potential with Syndra and Nara. Feels very 2021.
Yeah, I like it. I also like the fact that
シンドラ
movement speed on Syndra, he can get into position for some of these pretty ridiculous
安定した
as well. Especially the ult
ブラインドピック、先出しピック
that
か。
you can use pretty reliably to stun up a whole bunch of people.
ジャングル何やる？
Certainly is a very potent mix.
魔王界相手はマジでキャラがいないんだよね。リーセンわーマジかよ。リーシン今マジで弱いけどな。このチャンピオンはクリアしてると HP が消える。
Yeah, it certainly does. And I just every time I think of Lee Sin and Canyon, I just think of that play from last year in the top side of the map.
そしてビクター DRX はもうレートゲームだね。レートゲームに寄せてる。まあお互いレートゲーム強い方だけど、リーシンがいることによってリーシンで序盤どう動くかだな。キャニオンのリーシンといえば去年ね、すごい話題になってましたね。リーシンの新しいテクニック使って Q で飛んでる最中にアルティメットでバーンって蹴ってスムーズだったな。しかもシビアのスペルシールドをスマイトで剥ぎ取ってから。ハローこんにちは。 DK vs.DRX トップのためにワードを置く。 JS でもあの動き欲しいですね。本当に。なんなら全部のブッシュにワードしてほしいわ。今日さ、配信外でさ、ジャックス対 JS をさ、ヨシキとずーっと1対1やってたんだけどさ、しばかれまくったわ。おい、JS まだバフ足りてねえって。ジャックスくっそ強いあのキャラ。今日ヨシキと1対1ずっとやってたけどさ、30試合ぐらい。8割方負けたわ。おあいつ強くなってるぞ。マルファイトメインって煽ってたけど、あいつちょっと強くなってた。で、リーシンはチキンからスタート。リーシンがクリアがね、今弱いのよね。ほんと。おお、回り方おもろいね。ちなみに最近のキャニオンはほぼトップからスタートしてます。ソロ級ボットメタなのよ。でもプロの試合ではボトムから始める。トップに向かう動きか、それともレッド食ってからボトムギャンクすんのか。マオカイはボトムからトップに向かう動き、フルクリアですね。照明か。シンドラは序盤かなり弱くなりました。Q のクールダウンがもともとは4秒だったのが今7秒とか。その代わりに敵にスキルを2つ連続で当てたりするとスタックが溜まって、あとレベルアップでもスタック溜まるのかな。そうするとスキルがどんどん強くなっていくのかね。Q が2個チャージできたりとか。おお、シンドラリーシン懐かしい。シンドラも最近メタじゃなかったからね。プレシーズンではめちゃくちゃ OP だったから、あの高谷スペシャルでさえもマスターの昇格戦ぐらいまでいける強さだったけど、まあ、今は一応ナーフされてなんか P4 なんか D4 まで落ちたみたいですけどね。おお、で相手がアグレッシブプレイしてきたところを返していく。ユーミがなんか仕事してる。サモナースペル使ってるんだけど、ユーミってサモナースペル使えたんか。トップダイブを狙ってる。それをカウンターする。視界に映っていない。視界に映っていない。おっとやめた。いやー、キャニオン 分かってます。だいぶ分かってる。この男状況に応じてな回り方変えるからな。常にレーンの状況を見てファーム優先じゃなくてレーナー優先なんよね。今日キャニオンの解説動画見てきたわ。
Still a significant CS lead for Rascal this time around, having a much better time in this lane than he did in the previous game. And remember,
KR ジャングラーはこういう動きが多いよね。何も考えずにフルクリアじゃなくてレーナーのレーン状況に合わせてとか、アグレッシブに戦ってるんだったら3キャンプで行くとかさ。俺が JS やってる時敵のジャングラーは3キャンプで来るので味方はファッキンフルクリアしてんだけどゲームならねえぞ。でリーチン、おいリプレイ邪魔だって。キャニオン様がキル取ってんのに。やっぱミッドジャングルなのか。さっきなビクターのフラッシュを使わせていたからリターンギャンクワードはすごいいっぱいあったけどね。どうやってギャンク刺したんだ。Pretty back and forth, you know, it's a slow, boring matchup where one player doesn't have insane prio, or one duo doesn't have insane prio, you don't actually have a massive amount of control, but because of that play, they actually 映ってはいたけど、シンドラのスキルを避けるためにリーシンから逃げられなくなったのか。マオカイも見てはいたし、視界には映ってはいたんだけど、フラッシュ持ってないビクターが狙われる。ドラゴンを触るのは DRX。DK のバックタイミングを狙いましたね。この試合は DRX CS では勝ってんのかな。キルは取られてはいるけどトータルは DK が有利。お互いにレッドゲーム強い構成だからね。レッドゲームまで行ってチームファイト見てみたいけど、シンドラが最終進化したら確かウルトで敵を処刑できるんだもんな。エルダードラゴンみたいに。序盤が弱くなった代わりにレッドゲームめちゃくちゃ強くなったシンドラ。プラス E にスローがつくよね。スタンした後めちゃくちゃ重いスローつくんだよな。あれも強い。おお、3人がかりでトップギャンクしに行く。ジャックスフラッシュ。シンドラリーシンってのはな、昔からあるコンボだよね。最近シンドラが弱くて出てこなかったけど、シンドラがいることでこのリーシンが強くなるね。シンドラのスタンはほんと射程長くて避けづらいアビリティだから、シンドラのスタンからのリーシンのフォローアップでどっちも売るとダメージ高くてワンコンするっていう。機動力ないビクターは地獄だろうな。ビクター初手からマーキュリーブーツ使ってなんとか生き残らないと。ビクターがミッドのプレッシャー感じるからシンドラが動き放題、敵のジャングル入り放題、視界取り放題。
What does see the back here is Showmaker goes home. G-Sun's gonna have to impose a chun on fine, like we have to pay 1,000 won every time we mess it up.
Yep. It's exactly how
we'll start stacking it up. This Rascal's gonna respect the Gnar this time. Didn't take a very bad trade before. Like Kana's not able to chunk him down. So remember last time around this time of the game, Kana was able to get
ビクターはマーキュリーブーツか。シンドライトはよくあるよね。ただ最近ショーメーカーがなんで明治はゴミなのかっていう動画出してて、明治はソーサラーブーツいかないと弱いって言ってたな。マーキュリーブーツいったら軽く出ないゴミって言ってた。
Duckdom has a significant, it's not massive, but significant CS lead.
シンドラ電撃なんだ
You know, despite dying, or Barrel dying, despite losing the support here, the lane is still going just fine, and Zeri is still at the normal place you'd want to be. Gotta be careful about doing this again, though.
Yep, there's the heal. Ghost is being popped as well from
シビアゴーストを発動
So doesn't land the boomerang blade.
ヘラルド触るのは DK
Start Shelly off one more time, but back down here towards the bottom side. Gotta see whether any more action is going to come through. Prowling projectile
トップを押し込んでいるのは DK ミッドも押し込んでるやっぱウェーブを押し込んでるからオブジェクトが取れるね DK は主導権なくても寄るぞ寄ったぞ蹴るぞケツがヘラルドのケツを殴れなかったこれはでかいヘラルドのゴールドも増えたからねイグゾースを使うユーミ味方が来ている
You see that orb and you flash.
Oh yeah.
Might not have seen the Syndra before that. I think they probably did with that control ward. But when you see that orb, you flash, no questions asked. Duckdom gets out of dodge. But that's huge, actually, that Krako steals away the Rift Herald here. That's a lot of gold they can pick up here. Could change the way this top lane is going to go potentially here, or actually drop it mid. It's got a lot of options here, but either way, just a missed eye poke there from Canyon with the early smite, and Krako steals it away.
Yeah. I actually think it could be really impactful because a lot of the reason why things went wrong for
What?
DRX was that, okay, getting rid of a minion wave as best we can. Krako's going to come on over, and this may actually help delay some sort of Rift Herald placement.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to allow this one to go over for free, and obviously Canyon knows Krako doesn't have ult for a little bit longer here, so they can make this play pretty
シン
safely.
ドラまたスタン当てる
As still Def losing a little bit of CS bottom side here.
Yeah, it's actually really good play from Duckdom as far as making sure he keeps those CS numbers up despite the early death for Barrel. Things otherwise in the lane definitely going well. Teleports come through back towards his top side. Rascal comes on in. Doesn't quite finish off his Divine Thunder just yet.
He does not
Bone
want Kana to
armor
get
なんだ
knowledge. He does not want him to get that plate. He's going to get it anyways, I think. As well, I guess
逆サイドボーンアーマー強いよ
So
な
let's watch this. So
ここで蹴ってケツを殴ったつもりだったんだけどなケツ殴れなかったんだ
Yeah, Shelly just turned around, man.
シェリーをミッドに出す
Sometimes she just does that to you.
Because you know, as Canyon in this case, you should get the eye poke because Krako's so far away. But he just, unfortunately, isn't able to get it. It's going to be mid plates here for Fate.
Yeah, if her eye had been opened in the right direction, it would have been just smite, eye poke, and she would have died. So, sad stuff, but still, great work there from Krako to make sure that he capitalizes effectively. DRX now moving in, try and get some stealing done. Canyon over here does have
お
his
ドラゴン触るか DRX
avoids the extendo beam.
I mean, Duckdom and Barrel have done such a great job of controlling this bottom 2v2, and Krako hasn't been needed so much that he's been able to stack up a lot of extra farm. They have a lot of ward control here that Fate's been maintaining. 2 control wards now, in fact, in the river. So they feel pretty
イーブン
good.
ゲームだね
Result coming back up.
キル取ったけど
To start this Drake up and look for a
DX は
great
DK
turn.
か
Maokai.
名前似てん
Wave
な
doesn't quite find the mark. Deft here as well on the hunt at the ready.
ゼリーがちょっと遠回りしている DK どうだドラゴン取りに行くかユーミが乗ってるぞリーシンにマオカイのウルトでゾーニングチームファイトはどうなるユーミのウルトが綺麗に入る殺しきれないフラッシュイン一人は倒すリーシンはマオカイ殴るマオカイフラッシュアウトドラゴン取ったのは DRX だけどキルは拾った
D plus Kia able to find themselves yet another fight win. Another fight win. The objective goes DRX's way, and they were spreading a lot of, or very little butter over a lot of bread there, DRX, and trying to hold this down, using the Maokai ultimate, then using the gravity field from Fate to try to lock down anyone from D plus Kia who chases through the choke point. Unfortunately, just a little bit too mobile there. They do end up getting through and grab that kill onto Duckdom. But the angle here for the root for Maokai also not amazing. Canyon slips through, and that's part of why he gets this taxi through.
BC の Q が当たってなかったのかな。繋がんなかった。ジャックスダメージえぐい。BC が来たが、あれは倒せない。
That's a +1 right there. +1 indeed. This is a very close game. Yeah. In a lot of ways. DRX down 1,000 gold, but having that objective lead going into Mountain Soul for their Zeri that's already so difficult to kill with so much peel here in this comp. It's a scary prospect, and D plus Key are going to need to start winning some team fights soon.
Yeah, it's about how these how these compositions also function in the later stages of the game. I do feel like there is a lot
ドラゴンが今回マウンテン。DK 今回ドラゴン全部取られてるから、次のドラゴンででけえ戦いが起きんじゃねえかな。
Kind of what's going to happen when eventually that critical mass is hit and that Zeri moment gets certified. Yeah, because both the real team fight wins here for D plus Kia were kind of.
これレートゲーム行ったらリシンやることなさそうなんだよな。
LCK upgrading this year. I know, but both of the fight wins for D plus Kia were kind of punishes rather than I'm in control. I've set this up. We're going to take this objective. We're going to control it. So. I'd like to see D plus Kia try to get a little bit more set up on these objectives. Look at the vision around Drake right now. Bottom side of the map is completely covered. There's a ward where Canyon is as well. So a lot of the movements here for D plus Kia are seen by DRX, which allows.
クローノなんだな。
Rascal just gonna sit this Narbar out.
Yep. And even on farm now, as Wallop does come through, Crush going to get him out of the way there.
今の Q 当たるんだ。ヘラルドまた DK 触る。ゼリーがボトムにステイしているので DRX はこれはギブかな。
Pushing this turret bottom side all the while, so DRX want to slow this down while Zeri gets some extra gold. And Deft is just hitting, of course, the Herald itself, so not getting the same amount of CS, so Duckdom getting a lot of value out of this. I don't think he'll quite get the entirety of the turret, but he got it very low.
He did indeed. No plates to worry about.
ボトムタワーは折られちゃうね。ヘラルドなしでタワーゲット DRX。ジャックスダメージえぐいよな、このキャラクター。今回悪撃で。やっぱレンジ相手は悪撃がいいっぽいね。As the game goes on longer and longer, just with Kraken Slayer for now, but looking to grab that next item as soon as he possibly can.
And even with a small lead here for D plus Kia, without a 2 Drake advantage right now, even if they take this next one, there's no way to kind of lock the door on this area and say, all right, I'm going to shut you down right here. This is where we're going to start to take control of the map. They can win a very strong team fight here and a decisive one.
ドラゴンが50秒後。シビアの方がプッシュは早い。プッシュして視界取りに行ってドラゴンもしっかり取らないと DK は3ドラ取られたらねかなり厳しくなっちゃうからね。4回連続ドラゴン取らなきゃいけないから。ここで DK は絶対にドラゴンを失いたくないが、それは DRX も一緒で。先にブットをプッシュして視界を取りでいく。魔王界だからな。視界を簡単に E で取れるの強いよね。しかも仮面じゃねえや。悪魔の包囲を持ってるからダメージもでかいよ。シビアもダメージは出るんだろうけど射程が短い。ビクター相手弱いね。
Still, absolutely no worries. Rascal going to have to leap strike, get himself out of the way. They wanted a control ward in there, but it is going to be immediately removed. As we're fighting towards the very first Mountain Drake of the game.
メガナー。さっきの試合でメガナーのウルトをめっちゃくちゃうまく決めてた。5万とか入れてたし。このナーのメガのタイミングで入っていきたいですよ。
The go button could be pressed there by Deft as well as the Rift Herald does come through
DK 側はヒールがあるね。ユーミのヒールがあるよ。ヘラルドでミッド潰して、そのヘラルドを処理してる間ドラゴン向かうか。
This is a really tense moment because they're not set up anymore for a great Maokai ult. In fact, I think they're just going to let this one go. TP's bottom side though, and they're trying to push this bot wave out. They're not trying to position for the Drake on the actual river itself, but instead around the map trying to pull D plus Kia down to answer that wave.
マオカイウルトあります。
Croco got the evolution to Blaziken there, I believe, as well. Definitely very, very good. Might have been Charizard, but it felt third generation to me.
Yeah.
なあもうまたスタック貯めてきた。あ、飛べなかった。
Get themselves the steal. They want to do so to avoid the soul point that will be available here. Could potentially just
ドラゴン叩く。50-50か。まずリーシンが敵を蹴ってマオカイを倒してから取った。What the fuck。チームファイトどうなってんだ。
Goodness, it couldn't have gone more wrong as the Q does miss there from Canyon, but he's got a safeguard. The skate over the wall. Is the Q going to connect? No. But Doctom is on the wrong side of the planet. Now, Deft is going to come on in. I guess no one really wants to try and tango with this Zeri, who's now underneath the turret. Deft does eventually take it down.
何があった？ナーが決めたんか？マオカイがポジションすごかったね。マオカイがなんかすごいとこ走ってったね。わあ、またナーか。ナー強え。ウルトで3人スタンして W で2人スタンして。カンナのナーやべえ。ナーってこんな決められるキャラだっけ。割とナー多く出てたけどね、ここ最近。こんなのなかったぞ今まで。4 kills now in his pocket, and this game was close until this moment. Now D plus Kia have really pulled ahead. ドラゴンタンクしてたからか、マオカイが行くとこなくなっちゃったみたいですね。でもリーシンもマオカイを蹴って倒す判断素晴らしかったね。敵のジャングラーフォーカスしてスマイトが使えなくなるから。ドラゴン取っちゃった。A real mastery player. I think we began talking about mastery players when the likes of Crown was still playing here in the LCK back in years like 2017 with his Malzahar and stuff like that. But he's the type of player that really latches on and plays extraordinarily well on a few picks at any one time. But those picks are really, really good. It used to be like Lucian and Graves and stuff like that. But this Nara has always been sort of in his wheelhouse. But it's looking like it is starting to move up. シビアが4キル、リーシンが2キル。シビア4キルか、また ADC 差が出てきたね。お、ジャックスいって。リーシン来てるぞ。しかもユーミ付き。完璧すぎる。シンドラも確かに涙買ってるね。だいぶいなす。シンドラウェーブクリア早え。
DRX, you've lost control of the bottom side lane. I mean, Sivir is just going to go over there and lap up the turret gold. And like when you look at how this comp functions as DRX, it is basically a long-term, longer fight Victor Zeri comp. But when you try to force dive like you saw on the depth, it can backfire because there's so much peel. When you try to force side lane engages, we talked about how great Jax is in the side lane. Okay, try to kill the Gnar, try to get on top of him, but he kites you, gets his speed up, and then you take so long. Like Canyon has enough time with the speed boost from Yumi to come in here and take you out. Narvar's done. Easy peasy cleanup.
連携完璧だったね。
Desperation and a small macro mistake from Rascal, thinking he had enough space to pull this off, but in the 1v1 was going to struggle, but in a 1v3, no chance.
Absolutely. And I even think that Rascal might have been able to make something happen in
DRX は去年優勝したんだけど、メンバーが違うからな。
even the cross map afterwards doesn't work. And oftentimes when you're playing these 1-3-1 style of compositions,
まだスキンも出てきてないよね。だいたい7月とか夏に来るからね。DRX のデフトスキンって言ってもさ、デフトは今 DK だし。
And Syndra's wave clear, you know, it's just so easy to wipe those minions off the map and say you can't dive this anymore. There's no minions here.
まあしょうがないけど。
And kind of gives his teleport, kind of in response. Like, yeah, you saved me, I'll save you. In a lot of ways, like my team saved me, and I'm gonna make sure that Syndra's okay topside. Showmaker's fine, and now he's just back in the bot lane pushing again. That turret's down, and this suddenly feels like a game where Damonkia is in complete control. Instead of punishing DRX, the setups now DRX
8-0か気づいたら。DK いつも強えな。素晴らしい。
Showmaker now holding down the fort, was presenting a bit of a target for himself as DRX just desperate to try and find a team fight that's going to work out. Def maybe out of position, Chaos Storm comes in, feeling like maybe that was the option, but now Canyon lands that Q and thinks about going for his own battle. Rascal's going to teleport into the mid lane. That is going to spell the end of the aggression. Decent amount of damage onto Beryl there with the Force of Will.
Yeah, it's a support still going to eat so much just from Force of Will alone.
Okay, Dragon Fight.
But he is going to hit hard.
And I don't even think he needs the true damage portion of the upgrade of that ability to do true damage to Beryl right now as Rascal thinks like he's found Canna. Now in the back of this pit, a bit of the Thunderdome there happening, and Canna wants out. He's just going to bounce over that wall quite nicely. Remember, have we learned DRX?
ボトムも押し込んでるし、DK ミッドも押し込んでるよ。これ DRX 何かしないと、ドラゴン触らないと。ジャックスは裏から入ろうとしてる。しかし、視界はある DK。なんかカバー。メガナー。DRX はこのメガナーが切れるのを待ちたい。
Should just let this time out, play it slow, pull the Drake back. Rascal tracks it, knows what an R bar is. Maybe look for a turn here.
ジャックスが入っていく。しかしリーシンがユーミを連れて蹴る。なお TP であと10秒ぐらいで帰ってこれるよ。テレポートがまだクールダウン中。一旦ドラゴンをリセットかけるか。ずーっと戦ってんな。ビクターウルトを切る。シンドラ HP 少ない。裏からナーが来た。ダブルホップからのシビアのフラッシュイン。
Taken down first. That's another kill for the Sivir. Canyon grabs another, and the Dragon is just going to be forgotten because D+ here just want to kill all of DRX's members. It is finally going to be taken down here, but now it's hide and seek as DRX attempts to
10-0 だ。
Fight that would never end, but Kana surviving is massive. Comes in there, hops over the wall. He's not done yet either. He's got a Yumi on his back, and he wants to make sure this is a full wipe. Rascal also.
ジャックスが1キルは取ったけど。おいこれちょっと待って。ジャックス勝つんじゃない？ Oh my god。おいジャックス1000ゴールド入ったぞ。ジャックスダメージえぐいのよね。ジャックスが 1v2 勝ったっぽいな。02ジャックス最強。
I think he wanted to stick around for those extra minions, but Beryl said, nope, you're going home, I'm going to hold this wave. Well, this fight lasts forever, right? And DRX really got split and had to come around the back of this pit. And once again, it's this Rascal engage, he uses his cooldowns, and then Kana's like...
いや、デフトのこのシビアが入っていく判断が良かったね。シンドラもリーシンも何もできてなかったんだけど。
And DRX are trapped between a rock and a hard place. I know that's our favorite thing here to say on the LCK.
Hey, first time of the year, though.
Yeah. First series of the year, first time. Beautiful. Yeah, we would go to the end of this, and it's just really sad.
おお、シンドラのウルト強。
I think that Damonkia are just so patient, even against the Victor comp, where there's so much long-term.
待ち伏せされてたのか。700ゴールドからのプラス1000。
See how this happens. Oh, Def just walks forward and that's wow.
Jax was just like, but I can just hit him with one ability. It's fine. What is Jax
What does
doing
Counter
again?
Strike do?
5000ゴールド差約。
It happens to all of us. You
It
know?
does. It does. Happens to the best of us. Quite literally, it just did right then. We
Yeah.
saw that.
You have 1 health in League of Legends, you still do the same damage as if you have all of your health.
Yeah.
And if you can't die, you will do it if you can close that gap.
Well,
まあ
it's now
12キル対
so as
2だ
much
けど
as, that was
そ
great
こまでの
for
差は
us
ないよね。
grab the
ドラゴンも
$1,000
一緒だ
from
し。
getting that kill. He is 100% of his team's kills right now. And that isn't a good thing. Sometimes that's a good thing, you know, because it's like, I've had such a great early game. Look at all these kills. Not so this time around. There's D+K just moving towards this mid inhibitor turret. The Baron is actually still alive, but they're still just going to try and break things open. Turret going to fall down towards the top side of the map. Good wall up there as Canner avoids the counter-strike stun. And the rest of D+K are on their way towards this top side. Canyon not wasting any time. Glitterlance is going to go wide. That actually might spell the death. No, it doesn't. Because Canyon went for a bit more of the greedy Sonic Wave, aiming for Barrel. Scout of the week, not going to find Croco there.
But this is going to be the end of this turret and so much control around the Baron pit. DRX have 1 controller left in the pit, but it'll be cleared very quickly. And this becomes another jockey for position around an objective here.
またドラゴン2分後か。
Likely go over there and clear
まあ
that
お互いレートゲーム構成だからな。どっちが強いかな。シンドラのフルスタックってか、シンドラ涙いってるじゃん。
DRX's win conditions here
シンドラはセラフいってんのか。
longer team fights around objectives. And at the beginning of the game, they were doing a great job of starting that.
ユーミもレートゲーム強いしな。でもルルも強いしね。シビアユーミ対ゼリルル。ヒットビクターシンドラ。トータル DRX 強そうだけどな。ジャックス、デスダンス、コンプリート。リシンがな、こっからそこまで良くないしな。てかブラックリーバーすごい顔ねみんな。ブラックリーバーそんな強かったっけ。青海、セカンドアイテムレディアントバーチ。やっぱこのビルドが一番強いよな、青海。シビア育ってるけど、ゼリーも一応参考できてるよ。インフィニティエッジ出ましたよ。For DRX to get in there. They played around the Narbar very well. They saw it go off and then they waited and waited and waited and then went for the battle then. That's precisely what you want to aim to do. 30秒ドラゴン。視界は DK。プッシュ&視界取ってキープ。でも、マオカイがチェックできるのか。いや、バロンに向かいますね。In this composition, right? It's just, you know, like a Yumi ult or an amazing kick from Canyon or these scatters, but it's less the sort of big circle of death that you can have. マオカイ突っ込むが、思ったよりも敵が多かった。リーシンキック、素晴らしい。バロンを叩いたふりして反転するつもりだったけど、マオカイが孤立してしまった。DRX はミッドのウェーブを押してる状況だったからね。マオカイ一人で突っ込んでもだったな。ドラゴンは DRX 取りますが、バロン取ってこっからタワー取ったらゴールド差が1万ぐらいいきそう。Did all the health bars of damage, though, we can win the longer fight. Now, you've lost control of the game, and with these empowered minions, D+ are going to at least take out this inhibitor, maybe more. Yep, and the back is going to be stopped here on the Doctom. He gets to skate over the wall, but that's so much of the damage taken away from the defense of the base. The inner turret is going to be taken here on the bottom side of the map as Canyon comes down. There is going to be a Jax. ゼリー逃げられるか? But I think D+ here might be equipped with a little bit more destructive power onto this base. His fate has to flash. I don't think it's going to be enough to save him here as Def gets yet another kill. He is on such a rampage right now, even though it isn't necessarily. うわ、ジャックスこの試合シャットダウンゴールドえぐい。2250ゴールドシャットダウンで取ってる。 ジャックスリワークされて化け物になってるよ。もともと強かったけど。しかもドラゴンリーチだし。わからないぞ。
Not this time. Showmaker going to return the favor from earlier. Teleport in to this turret. See what they can do. Zumi's going to come down and the boomerang connects onto Croco. Hop to buy some space. Nice sidestep, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
逃げれない。
Who just gets electrocuted. My goodness.
Croco, such a great aggressive player throughout his career. You know, we commentated him at the Kespa Cup. You and I, it was kind of one of the first looks of him. We saw him over the next 2 years of the LCK.
シンドラのスタン投げ。
Taken out. You can see Def get flashed on when Jax appears. But you know, beyond some of the consistency we've seen from him in early games, especially, you know, we compare him to a player like Dread.
青海2試合連続何もできてないな。
Snowballing games. You get to late game. Sometimes it feels like some of these engages are a little bit forced.
キャニオンが強すぎたか。ソロ級限定ジャンプだったか。
They're 7,000 gold ahead, and they're looking to end this game as quickly as possible. We're in a low state in terms of.
でもラスカルは強いな、毎回。
And they're getting everything they can with it. One mistake from DRX, and this is a 2-0 finish.
Yeah, the problem is that yeah, it's Fate and Croco that just aren't really offering too much to this game right now. As Beryl also hasn't necessarily found too many of his big wild growth angles that he has found in the past. This base 100% in tatters.
終わらしに行く？
Looking for even more. Extendo being just going to get eaten by a spell shield. Def not showing too much fear so far, as we saw from his bounce with Rascal. And this Nexus turret not long for the world. Can D+ here actually do it right here and confirm and solidify their first 2-0 win of the season? Final chapter comes in, going to be answered by a stopwatch being broken by Rascal, gets himself out of the way. The Unleashed Power comes in from Showmaker, so that's a button that isn't going to be available. However, it is going to spell the end of this Nexus turret as well. So naked Nexus now for D+ to try and take down. Can it charge?
終わらせられるか。
Lockdown actually does a fair bit of damage at this stage of the game.
He has GA,
Mega Gnar.
and sacrifice his first health bar.
Yeah, that's true. Just gonna be that body.
GM 持ってんじゃんな。
The wallop is gonna be fantastic. Counter-strike doesn't last forever, even though he wishes it could. As
惜しい。リシン蹴ったがミス。
Croco is going to fall. Canyon gets it as he's getting bramble smashed away. D+ here just trying to get as many of the extra kills as they can.
Just like check those inhibitor timers. I've been here before.
All right, I can tell you, we still got like
一生制してる。
4 minutes, Wolf. I think we're going to be fine. Although they haven't done very much damage to this Nexus right now. As Sonic
Double stone.
The scat of the week is pretty good, Rascal. The one dangerous thing in Def's mind right now as Boomerang Blade comes in, but Showmaker this time the Unleashed Power is going to come back up again and isn't going to be mitigated by the Jax. And finally, the Nexus will go down. D+ Kia 2-0 victory.
2-0 だ。
The LCK for spring 2023.
強いな。 DK 強え。DK が強いのか DRX が弱いのか分かんないけど、まあ、DK が強いんだろうね。